Hello everyone, today the topic is risk management plan review for IBM natural language processing. The objective is identify, assess, evaluate, and rank all significant project performance risks. Identify, evaluate, and plan potential risk reduction actions to cost effectively reduce key risks to improve performance. The definition of risk is possible event including the performance impacts if occurs and the probability of occurrence. Establish risk management scope. We are not evaluating uncertainty in project performance, so that risk assessment focus on risk severity and ranking only, and be based for subsequent analysis of project cost and schedule uncertainty. Risk management process often have 7 steps, like a circle, which is risk management planning overview or scope. Our agenda is based on it, which are project overview, structuring for risk, risk identification, risk assessment, present and confirm rank the risk register, risk management planning, identify and assess risks, identify, evaluate and plan changes in risk management. The first step is project scope. It starts with presents overview of project and understand the key project elements. And then we clearly defined the team accountabilities, roles and responsibilities for management of risks in RMP. Everyone has their roles and related responsibilities and is responsible for these responsibilities. Each relevant owners are responsible for related risks. The second step is strategy. We identified project defined by simplified project flowchart, by activities in project flowchart, including schedule, and thus performance analysis. We identify risks by investigating and quantifying and record risks using Google shared document form. Every team member can see that everyone monitors risk on the possible impact of risk, upgrades risk. When the probability of a risk increase, reports risk to project manager in time, communicate with team members in time when risk is discovered, and consult professionals for solutions. We communicate through weekly group meeting and Discord Google shared documents. The third step is risk identification. We classify each risk according to different risk reasons, including technology, people, organization tool, requirement, and estimate, and divide stakeholders into users, developers, companies, and managers. We list the possible cause of each uncertain risk and the impact of each risk on the target. Identity, document, and categories comprehensive and non-overlapping set of risks to project's performance. We document risks in risk register, categories risks to help ensure comprehensive and non-overlapping sets of risks. Categories by project phase were most likely to occur. We collected and summarized the source of each risk, the impact on objectives, costs, affected areas, control review to make decision for each risk. Identify risks. Identify and document all credible issues. Think broadly and at appropriate level of detail. And brainstorm, categorize and edit, refer to checklist. Our goal is to identify everything that eventually happens, as well as many things that don't. The first step is risk assessment. Adequately but efficiently describe and assess the severity of each risk in the risk register. Mean value method characterize each risk in terms of either the pre-defined risk ratings depend on the impact of risk on the project. The sixth step is risk management planning. According to the type of risk and the manipulate of the impact on the project, identify, evaluate, and plan potential actions to cost efficiency, proactivity, reduce key risks. Also, but out of current risk management scope, establish and management contingency, establish organizational structure and resources to implement plan. Through the analysis of each risk, key control measures are formulated, follow up risk according to the impact of each project on risk, avoid risk in advance and minimize risk. If any risk occurs, take risk contingency plan to control risk immediately. To start so with high priority risks, identify potential specific action to reduce, assess implementation impacts for each action, assess effectiveness of each action in terms of its mean change to one or more risk factors. Firstly, various kinds of possible risks are planned, then their source, impact on objectives, cause and areas affected by these risks are defined, and then they are analyzed to formulate risk mitigation plans and risk contingency plans to control these risks.